You have probably seen cool logo carousels on many websites and perhaps trusted those sites because of it. Learn with me how to make logo carousel in Elementor for your own website using the advanced logo carousel widget by XPRO. Hey guys, this is Richa from XPRO Elementor Addons. With the advanced logo carousel widget, you can display multiple logos in a carousel or slider format that not only looks good but also saves space on your website. Use this widget to display logos of your top clients, highlight press mentions, spotlight your partners and sponsors in a visually appealing and interactive way. To use this widget, you need to buy and activate the Pro version of XPRO Elementor. You can find detailed video on our YouTube channel. Now let's get started. I wanted to show you guys this awesome car website where I have used a logo carousel to display major car brands. It adds both style and trust for visitors. Want to learn how to create fun like this for your own website? Let's dive in step by step. In the search panel, look for the advanced logo carousel by XPRO and simply drag and drop it onto the template. This is the default view of the logo carousel. Under the Content tab, you'll see the General Settings section. Let's first play with the General section. Here you can see the item list. By default, you can display 6 logos in a carousel, but that's not compulsory. You have the flexibility to add as many logos as you want by clicking on Add Items, or if you like to duplicate it, then click on this duplicate icon, and can remove as many as you like by simply clicking on this cross icon. It's that easy. The moment you click on the item, you can see its options. In the logo, select an image you like to display. You can either select from this media library or upload it from your desktop. It's all up to you. I'm selecting from the media library. Let's search for one and let's insert it. Next is the website URL. Here you can link the logo with another page of the same website or a different one just by typing the name and selecting it, or you can simply copy and paste the link here. Then there are some link settings to explore. By enabling the Open a New window, the link website page opens in a new window, and if you don't like it to open on a new window, then leave it unchecked. Next is No Follow, which tells the search engine not to follow the link. If you like to maximize your website visibility, then leave it unchecked. In the custom attributes, you can assign some key value to perform some function like download, but I'm not using it, so let's not go too deep. Finally, enter the brand name here. I'm going to enter Volvo, the brand name. The first logo is now set. It is an important feature, especially when you're managing a large number of slides. By naming the slides to their brand name, you can easily identify and manage your slides later on. Now, quickly customizing the rest. Okay, I need 3 more fields to display the logo, so clicking on this Add Item option and now customizing them. Lastly, you can set the image resolution. Under the image resolution tab, we have multiple options for the resolution of image. I'm selecting full. Select the resolution that suits your needs. The general section is completed. Moving forward to the settings section. Here, you can manage how many logos can be displayed at once on the screen by increasing or decreasing the values using the small arrows in the items to show option. I think 7 looks fine. Next, set apart these logos by adjusting the margins between them. Drag the margin slide bar or enter a value in the digit box and increase and decrease it from here. Let's add 5 more. 15. Nice. If you would like the carousel to be in loop, then switch the toggle to yes in the loop option. The carousel will continuously display the first logo right after the last logo. If you're not a fan of it, then simply switch it to no. I like it, so I'll enable it. Next, there is mouse drag. By enabling it, you can shift between the slides by dragging the mouse like this. If you don't like it, then simply disable it. I'm keeping it. Next, you can change the direction of carousel. Let's wait a moment for it. It's difficult to see clearly without the autoplay mode. If you want a carousel to autoplay, enable it here. If not, disable it. I'm enabling it so users can view each item without needing to click. Now, let's go back to the direction option, which is set to left to right by default. If you prefer right to left, toggle the switch to yes, and its direction will be changed like this. Personally, I'm fine with the default. It works well for me, so disabling it. You can also adjust the autoplay timeout by dragging the slide bar or entering a time value. Let's try it out. 3 seconds. No. 1 second. Too fast. 2. Cool. If you want to show navigation labels, select yes. They will appear over here. These labels help the users to navigate easily. However, since autoplay seems to be working well, navigation labels might not be necessary. Lastly, there is the option to show dots. These dots indicates the number of slides. You can see 2 dots since the carousel has 2 slides. The dots beneath the logo show users where they are and help them to move to the next slide. If you don't like it, then switch it to no. I'm switching it to yes. Okay, so for now, I'll disable the animation so we can style it more easily. We will enable it again at the end. The content tab is completed. Moving forward to the styling tab where the real fun begins. Here you can see image and dot sections waiting to be styled. Let's first style image section. Adjust the width of the logos from this width option. Let's try 50. Too small. Let's double it. 100. Nice. Next, adjust the height of the logo from this height option. Let's try the same 100 pixels. Yeah, 100 works well. You should set it according to your website layout. Next up is object fit, which determines how the logo fits inside the container. Select the option that best suits your needs. I like the fill option. If you like to have a colored background for the carousel, then play around with this background type. You can either go for a classic background or for a gradient background. Let's try the classic background first. You can select any color from this color option, like this. Nice. Now let's try for the gradient. Select color 1 from here. Selecting something bright. Now selecting color 2. With location, you can set the location of the gradient like this. Use linear and radial. In linear gradient, color flows in one direction and you can adjust the angle here. Radial gradients, on the other hand, radiate from the center and you can modify their position using these options. I am sticking with the classic white color. It matches the website theme. The next cool option is the box shadow. It gives a really cool effect to the logo. You can select the shadow color from this color option. Adjust its horizontal or vertical directions like this. To control the blurriness, simply adjust the blur value. You can also adjust the shadow spread from the spread slide bar. Then there's the position option. Select Insert for the shadow inside the edges or Outline for it to be on the outer edges. I'm keeping it at default. Now let's talk about border type. You don't need to run to a designer or spend loads of time and money on borders. This tool has got you covered. Select different border styles from the drop-down menu with ease. Oh, let's increase the border thickness to see the border. Now you can see it, right? Select the border that goes well with your layout. You are now familiar with this border width option. It is to increase or decrease the border thickness. And of course, you can change the color of the border to match your style. Adding border radius gives your border a softer look and adds a stylish touch. Want rounded edges? Just type in values like 40 or 50. For softer edges, go with 5 or 10. You can even customize sizes differently by unlinking them. This tool gives you the full freedom and it is super easy, right? I am selecting default in the border type. Next up is padding. Padding is the space between the empty spaces. You can increase or decrease it from here. I am keeping it at 4 from all sides. Then comes the normal and hover options. Normal is the default state. Playing with the normal option first. Here you can see the CSS filters. The CSS filter improves the images with its different filters like blur that adjusts how blurry or sharp an image appears. The brightness filter adjusts the brightness level of an image. The contrast filter changes how bright or dark parts of an image look. You can make the color of an image more or less intense by adjusting the saturation filter. These hue filters allow you to modify the color of the image. Then there is opacity. You can make the logo more or less visible by adjusting the opacity sidebar or simply typing the value. I'm keeping the CSS filter default for the normal option. Now moving on to the hover option. In the hover, the styling appears when we move the mouse on the logo. The CSS filter, let's adjust the blur value to 0.4, or should we increase it? I think 0.4 will look cool. Now in brightness, adding 10. In contrast, decreasing 10. And for saturation, let's increase it by 10 pixels. And for hue, 10 pixels. Now let's see. Wow, it looks nice, right? Oh, we shouldn't have changed the blur value, so back to 0.4. Adjusting the opacity to 0.8, it's too much. 0.8, no. 0.9. Let's try 0.5. No, 0.9 it is. The next cool feature is hover animation. Make your carousel more engaging. Here you have multiple of cool animations to select from. I like the true animation. It makes the logo stand out when you hover over it. Play around with these options and select the one you like. You can make the animation go slower or faster by dragging this transition slide bar. Increasing it by a digit. Perfect. The image section is completed. Now on to the dot section. Let's wrap it up. Select a layered style for the dots from these three unique options. I like the third layout. Adjust the height and width of the dots using these slide bars. Let's adjust the height to 15. No, it's a bit big. 13. No. 12. Nice. And for the width, how about 12 for it as well? Yeah. Well, it is. Next, set the space between the dots using the space between option. The default 3 seconds are alright. You can also adjust the spacing between the dots, the logos, using the spacing option like this, or typing the value like 20, 10, 10 it is. Now moving on to the normal and active options, starting with normal as usual. Fill the dots by selecting a color from the background option. I like this color, it matches the website theme. Select a border type for the dots. I like the solid. Next, increase or decrease the border width from here. Then select the border color. Since the thickness is 0, it is invisible, and I like it the way it is. Adjust the border radius. I want fully rounded edges. Lastly, set the margins for the dots. Now let's move on to the active option. Selecting the background color. Let's see it in action. You will notice the active style appears on the dot that is currently active. If you are on the first slide, then the first dot will be active with that styling and so on. Let's enable the autoplay option. Okay, that's it, and let's have a look. It looks great, right? So this is what you can do with this advanced amazing widget by XPRO. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more amazing videos.